What is good, Cecil family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to talk about some important tweets that came out from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk. I'm going to break down some important things he said and why they are still relevant for Tesla for this day, and then talk about why they are going to be very important for Tesla for the long term. But before I do anything like this, before I talk about what Elon Musk just put on his Twitter page over the last couple of days involving Tesla, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm firstly not a financial planner, so make sure you take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. The offer ends very soon, in just about 10 days, so check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. All right, so when it comes to Elon Musk, he doesn't really tweet about Tesla that often, from what I've been seeing. I don't really look at his Twitter page that often anymore, maybe like once a week. And then when I do look at it, I like to just look at some of his tweets involving Tesla because he's the CEO of Tesla, and then he is like a really nice portal into some other things that could be going on for the company. So it's very important to pay attention to what he says, his opinions, his thoughts, and what he says about big pieces of news involving Tesla. I just wanted to present them on this channel. Once again, I'm not going to show you guys every single thing that I've seen from him, just the things from the last couple of days. I've been scrolling through his Twitter page for quite a while, and I just haven't really found that many things. But I do want to talk about the few things he said, as some of them are quite significant. So basically, this person came out and they tweeted that their wife and them ended up going and driving their 2023 Model Y, and it has a new suspension in it. And they're mentioning that the dirt roads are looking way better to drive in. They're way more smooth and they're much better compared to the 2021 version. Elon Musk replied and said that, yeah, it's much better. But the point he's making, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because this is a big signal as to how Tesla is running their business. Tesla is a company that is constantly trying to improve their models. They do not have 20, 30 different models. They don't even have like 10 of them. They only have a couple of them. They're only four which are officially out. The Cybertruck is coming out very soon, and just a couple of others in the future. But they're focused on less models and they're constantly trying to improve these models in almost every way possible. They're improving the suspensions, the user interfaces, the overall user experience. And by doing so, you are improving the customer experience and the overall quality of the company. The brand is very powerful, it's very big. And I believe that this power in branding and this constant improvement in the cars themselves makes me very, very bullish for the long term of this company. Now, when I say I'm very bullish about news like this, I'm not referring to like the super short term. For the short term, yes, Tesla's looking a little bit more bearish. It could slow down a little bit more, especially if we do end up breaking the 50 EMA. Not a confirmation just yet. We're just going to have to wait and see. But going forward, when I talk about the long term, things that are very minor, which could be trivialized, tend to be some of the most important things, such as customer service, such as how Tesla treats their customers, and how Tesla is constantly improving their products and the improvements to their brand. So these improvements Tesla is making, even the little details are super important because everything adds up and it helps improve the customer experience. And that makes me nothing but excited and bullish for the long term because more people are going to be incentivized to buy Teslas, keep getting these cars which are constantly improving. Elon Musk even said that every single Tesla could become an asset in itself because of the FSD technology. So once again, it's awesome news for Tesla, and I hope they continue to improve like this. Now, there was another tweet that came out. Basically, Pepsi showed off their 21 Tesla semis, and this is once again very, very awesome stuff. But one of the drivers of the semis actually said some important things. I think they have three quotes, or is it just one? It might just be one quote that's showing. I just wanted to double check. So with the first quote, they basically said that they're not a techie person, but within the first half hour, they were very comfortable. You could basically stand inside of these. They're very, very like tall in terms of uh, the overall inside is very tall, the interior. So you can actually stand up in them. Even a person that's like relatively tall, like Elon Musk, and you could stand inside of it. You could drive it very easily. There are people out there who are truck drivers that are still learning how to do things like this, and they were just talking about how there are little specks in it which are very, very beautiful. You're able to turn very, very well. The turning radius is a lot better. The overall little features out there are super cool. And one day, when FSD is incorporated into these, this will make their lives a lot easier. It could actually help them out during times with driver assist features. This is still an improving technology, so it's not officially confirmed yet, of course, but it's still awesome news. Now, once again, I think the second quote is right here. uh, Pepsi was basically saying that they run their Tesla semis 12 hours per day, and three of the Tesla semis are dedicated to long haul routes that could range from 250 to 450 miles. They've been very aggressive to push the limits and demonstrate that they could achieve high range with a fully loaded tractor. So very, very awesome stuff right over there. They could go from a 5 to 10% charge to a 95% charge in as little as 20 to 30 minutes. That's once again very awesome for them. It's also good because these drivers need to take breaks. Elon Musk said it's very great to be working with Tesla. So, why am I bringing this up? Another reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is bullish news. This is very bullish for the long term. For the short term, no, it may not move Tesla much, but for the long term, this is insanely bullish because even though margins could be an issue for Tesla for now, in the future, when these semis are developing, what's going to happen is more companies are going to try to transition away from fossil fuels as soon as possible. And this whole movement is working in Tesla's benefit because when more companies have these semis, Tesla could continue to sell more and more. And even though the margins are still something we have to discuss in the future, I still think that this is going to be good for them because Tesla could eventually make profits on these products. It may take a while, but it's going to happen. And this is just once again going to become massive because the entire semis business is massive. There are millions and millions of these all across the USA and also in other countries. And this is once again very, very bullish. Now, going forward, there was someone right here that tweeted that a longtime bear and asset bubble expert known as John Hussman came out and he called the 2000 and 2008 crashes. He basically warned us that the extreme bubble in the stock market will end in tears with the S&P 500 crashing 64%. Now, I was talking about this in my earlier video about how it doesn't really make sense to be like talking about this insane crash, this massive crash to new lows, the market crashing 70% or 64% without us even breaking the next support, right? We haven't even broken 440 or 420 yet. And then what is the catalyst to really cause the crash? That's my question to you. Now, the market could have a very different interpretation from what other people are saying about how, like, oh, there's a recession coming, this and that. Well, the market has a different view because the Fed was saying that the recession may not happen. They're not really counting on it, right? So the market's interpretation is different. You want to look at the market from a day-to-day basis and then based off the next support. You don't want to be like talking about SPY crashing to 200 or 340 if we haven't even broken below 440 yet, or even 420, right? Those are some important levels to watch for. And please remember what I said about the end of the year in the markets. There's a good chance the market could rally at the end of the year as long as there's not some like major horrible catalyst to come. The market could still get a very nice Santa rally starting as early as like the October period, if not by November. And I'm still counting on that. I think it's very, very likely. It could help Tesla, of course. It could help Tesla, but that's going to depend on other factors for Tesla too, such as their earnings and their deliveries and other things like that, such as news. So it's just worth noting this was tweeted and Elon Musk responded. And he asked the question, how many times has that man predicted a crash that did not happen? That's another very, very important things that we want to remember because a lot of these people are constantly saying the market's going to crash, the market's going to crash and they keep calling it every single year and eventually they are going to be right and then people just pay attention to those two moments they were correct. Sure, it's very easy if you keep making the calls. That's what Elon Musk is implying. Now you could interpret Elon Musk's words differently, as in he could be saying that there may not be a massive crash, but you at the same time I wouldn't necessarily count on that. There are different ways you could interpret what he's saying because there were other times where Elon Musk said that the market could see a correction because of the Fed. He basically mentioned that the Fed could cause assets to drop in value, especially in the stock market. And he mentioned that the Fed is currently causing lots of capricious things. So, with Musk saying that, I'm not going to try to say that he's implying that there will not be a crash. That's not at all what he's implying. He's simply questioning why on earth we would simply believe pieces of news like this, right? Why would we believe the market's going to crash, Tesla's going to crash? Just because people are saying that, or are we going to look at like the news, the fundamentals, what's happening with their overall profitability, and just like all these different factors? That's going to be more important. You're going to be paying attention to like certain levels, the next level, and things like that, instead of simply trying to call some kind of crash that hasn't truly happened the way a lot of people are expecting it for 2023. Now, to add on to this, when it comes to Tesla, there's this right over here. I didn't really see Musk talk about this, but he did retweet this. He basically said, or at least Tesla said, that most repairs and maintenance can be done wherever you park because Tesla has a mobile service. For once again, it's very awesome for them, and people right over here are going to allow them to fix their Teslas, improve any issues wherever they happen to be with their new services. This is another very, very bullish uh, revenue source for Tesla, their services sector. And I think this is going to continue to improve the company as it's going to improve their customer service. Besides that, over the last like 4 to 5 days, I haven't really seen Elon Musk say much else about Tesla. He has not been talking as much about Tesla as before because, once again, Twitter is always on his mind alongside other things. That's completely fine with me. I'm not really like holding it against him. It's completely fine. It's just that I would prefer if he did tweet more about Tesla. I really wish he would talk like every day, like the olden days. He used to speak, 5, 6 times about Tesla every single day on his Twitter page. I would talk about Tesla and Twitter all the time before, but now not so much. And I don't really want to, I don't want to like throw Elon Musk under the bus or anything. That's his choice. It's completely fine. And I do respect what he has done with Twitter. I do respect his moves and being an advocate for the First Amendment, for freedom of speech. And I do, appreciate him for that, right? You can't help but admire some of the things that he has done. So I just wanted to say, even though he does not tweet as much about Tesla as he used to, he still does talk about it once in a while. He still does tweet about Tesla every so often, and he still is doing a great job with running Tesla, in my opinion, for the longer term. I still believe Tesla's in a great place, and I do believe Tesla has so many improvements to come. And I believe Tesla is the right man for the job, no matter what Wall Street tries to say. All right, so there's so many improvements to come for the company. Elon Musk has continued to display signals that Tesla is going to improve. They're going to continue to improve their products, and they have so much more upside to come for the long term. And things are still looking very, very bright. So I wish the best for everyone. I want the best for Elon Musk and his family. Anyone that's watching this video, please take care. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and do what you have to do. Enjoy the break. Take some time off now, and then we will be back very soon for the next video to discuss what the market's likely going to be telling us for the future. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Tesla in the market to the moon as the long term is still incredibly bright. And peace out.